Welcome to another edition of Soul Fire Ascension with Raven and Jessamy. Raven is an aura, past life regression, and clinical hypnotherapist, a quantum galactic Akashic reader, R.A.A.H Reiki angelic alchemy healing practitioner. For questions or booking sessions, you can message her at ravenshealingarts.com, heal.me, practitioner Donna/Long, and on Facebook as Ravens Healing Arts. Jessamy is a psychic medium, shadow Reiki practitioner, tarot reader, paranormal investigator. For questions or session bookings, you can message her at thesacredshadowfw@gmail.com or on Facebook as Jessamy Green. You can watch Soul Fire Ascension on YouTube and on Rumble. You can also listen to Soul Fire Ascension on Spotify. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we hope that you enjoy the show. Greetings. Welcome to another edition of Soul Fire Ascension with Raven and Jessamy. But as you can see, Jessamy isn't here tonight.
She changed her hair.
Jessamy had a family emergency, and we are sending all the love and all the light that we possibly can to her and her family, and we will see her next time. But in the meantime, we have Mama D Angel from the Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D.
Well, I'm honored to be here, and I'm glad that you asked me, and I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be great. And our guest is Nhu Nguyen. And let me play her video so that we can know more about who she is. Soul Fire Ascension welcomes Nhu Nguyen. Nhu is an aura hypnosis and R.A.A.H Reiki practitioner. Since receiving her certifications from Rising Phoenix Mystery School in 2023, Nhu has embarked on a beautiful journey of the soul's remembrance. She feels grateful and honored to be in this time and space to celebrate the collective's awakening and the ascension of Mother Earth. Through traveling and connecting with Mother Earth, her intention is to assist with healing the universal womb and rediscovering Earth's history. She's passionate about finding the true history of our universe, one that records our soul evolution free of distortion and manipulation, and can be accessible through the quantum realm. Understanding the interconnectedness our physical and energetic body shares with Mother Earth, she believes in the multidimensional power of self-healing and the importance of exercising our free will to look within. Live July 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you miss the live show, you can catch the replay on YouTube or Rumble at Soul Fire Ascension, or listen to Soul Fire Ascension on Spotify. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nhu, for being here. We really appreciate it. And
Thank
we have
you.
so much to talk about. Maybe the first thing that you could tell a little bit about yourself as far as being a Reiki practitioner, a R.A.A.H Reiki practitioner, an aura, but you're a light worker, and all of us practitioners and light workers, we all have some special gifts. Can you tell us a little bit about your special gift that you have?
Yes. Hello, everyone. It is an absolute honor to be here. I always feel honored to be invited into any kind of discussions or roundtable because all of us have so much gift and unique abilities and light codes within us. So once we share, we activate each other and heal the collective. So a little bit about myself. Yes, I was certified in Eureka Springs as a Reiki and Aura hypnosis practitioners through Rising Phoenix Aura Mystery School. And initially, when I first came to the school, was quite. I wasn't interested in hypnosis. I have read about Dolores Cannon and very fascinated.
She's amazing.
Um, Amazing, amazing person.
Yes.
And I was very intrigued by the process that she take the clients, how she traveled to different cities and records like all of the her sessions and put everything together for us to have a records of everything. And she does an amazing job of keeping records and do a type of like a meta-analysis to find the common theme within across all of these sessions and bring out the truth. Um, so so then I came across Aurora's video through Laura Eisenhower's
Mhm.
video, one of the interview. Um, and at that time there I really like traveling, and so a couple of years ago was also when I started to working. I had more opportunities to travel. So when she has this workshop in Eureka Spring, that's also when Dolores has her workshops.
Mm.
I signed up. Uh, I said I've never been to Eureka Springs before, never been to Arkansas, so just go and see what happened. So I signed up for this hypnosis session, and I was just thinking, well, I just learn about hypnosis. What, could just learn something new, and that retreat just completely changed my life. So because I think my intention was to, connect with the lens. The training that I receive is, working with everybody, with the human bodies, but also find ways to adapt the teachings. So in particular, like we use symbols, we use intentions, we use force field around us. So I take that and adapt it into healing the lens and the and we learn about clear like home clearing during
Mhm.
hypnosis too. But then when you go to a different locations, like Tatarian buildings or burial mounds, like so many locations that needs healing. Talk with other practitioners who have experience before and learn to use what I know and then assist with healing the land. So that's how I kind of use what I've learned about a year ago and keep. I still doing that, still traveling, and every time I go to a location, I assist with healing the lens, but also the lens activate something in me,
Mm. Yeah.
activate my past life memories, and it's just a chain of reaction. So when I move from one location, I get a sign that this is the next location. So it just keep going, and the adventure doesn't stop.
Nice.
Well, and I think that that's kind of the general rule of healing in general. Once we heal others, we heal ourselves in the process. So if you're connecting and healing the lands and the Earth Mother, then you are going to receive healing and activation as well, too. And you do a lot of healing. Um, and I know that you work a lot with the 13 keys and the Tree of Life. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so the 13 keys you can go to risingphoenix@aurora.com to read more about it, because Aurora has a very detailed descriptions of the keys and also the archangel, the
Mhm.
location. But for me, it's very important to embody these 13 keys, uh, 13 sacred law of the universe. And a lot of these laws we have come across before in our life, in different types of like teaching, religions, philosophy. But when I come across, you know, uh, Aurora's teaching, it just brings everything together in a very beautiful way. And we have the 12 keys, and then in the middle is like the center of that beautiful flowers. So I can go over the 13 keys,
Mhm.
so that the audience is familiar
Yes, please.
with it. So the first one is the law of action. So this is associated with the root chakra, the law of rhythm, sacral chakra, the law of free will, solar plexus, the law of polarity, stellar gateway, the law of vibration, thought chakra, the law of cause and effect, which is the third eye. Seven is the law of wisdom, the crown chakra, the law of surrender, earth star, the law of evolution, soul star, the law of purpose, the universal gateway, the law of potentials, or Shambhala, the law of grace, inner earth. So all of that is circle around the law of love, which is the heart chakra, or the cosmic and earth gateway. So it's so beautiful every time I just revisit all of this law and the channeling. It's very touching, and understanding how the guardians of this law has worked continuously to preserve it and help us remember. Because every time we come across this law, it's just so natural, because I was so remember it, like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? But because there are so much distractions going around, we find it's really difficult to embody this law, which is supposed to be very natural, our state of natural, well-being. Yes, do you want to add something to that before the tree of life?
No, I think that you said it so well. I mean, I know that there are distractions. It is very natural for us to be in within these laws and embody them. And like you say, there are distractions out there trying to keep us from embodying these laws. And there are also, what are they? They're into our trees of life. We all have a tree of life, within us. And you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so the tree of life, and I only know this recently because I'm from Asia, and for some reason, like I have not come across these informations before I came here. But it's like a archetype that you came across in the Celtic culture, in the Christianity is mentions multiple times. It's a To me, it's the representations of our soul evolutions and the organic imprint. So there is a very deep connection between our body and the tree of life. as well as all of the trees that we see around us. So yes, just to point out some of the physical similarities, right? We have the spine, which is the
Mhm.
trunk, right? And then we have the limbs, which can be the branches. We have the hands and the arms, and also the crown, uh, with different like neurons, with our hairs, like branches that
Mhm.
reach out above. And then in the lower part of our body, we have the root, which is the legs and how it connects, down to the feet. And even the bronchi in our lungs have the foliage is very similar to the foliage of the tree, and also the roots. You can also see the tree of life in the placenta.
Mhm.
So there's multiple way to connect with the tree of life,
Well, it's
within
also
us.
like our veins are can be part of the branch system, and we are so connected, to the tree of actually, our trees of life are connected to the trees and the plants. Um, you can see the tree of life within us as far as our branches go, as far as our veins go, and like you said, the placenta. It's we're connected, and we are all one with nature, and we each hold the same things within us, just like the tree and its branches and the placenta, and we are holding the same thing as the trees because we are part of them.
Yes,
Does that
we
make sense?
are. we are we are we hold the blueprint of that. And I also like how our interaction with our inner tree and the physical tree, like the
Mhm.
exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygens, how we coexist and benefit one another. um, our fingerprints too. It's reading the
Yes,
comments.
yes.
Yes. Yes. uh, so it's very amazing to connect with the our inner tree. Some of the practice that I do, so I do this in the morning. It's I do qigong and tai chi in the morning. And one of the stands, like basic stands in all this practice in internal Chinese internal arts, is the one is called the Chan Chuang, which is standing like a tree.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's very simple. You just
mhm,
stand, and then you hold your arms like this, elbow down, and you just hold it for an extended period of time. Uh, you can hold it for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, or an hour, but it's so amazing because it's very efficient in clearing the blockage in the energy body. So what happened is that we oftentimes, because of our lifestyle, the muscles that's supposed to support our movement and our posture when we stand, they got mixed. So when you hold a positions together, um, like oftentimes we use the muscle to move to support the standing posture. So then it got exhausted very, very fast,
mhm.
very fast. So we drain very fast. So even though it's a very simple stand, it's difficult. Like you will sweat, you will like tremble, um, but but after that you feel amazing because the energy is now it can flow from the crown to the roots.
Yes, absolutely. So, We have a comment from David Price. We have the same DNA as every living thing on Earth. It's just recognized differently. Yeah,
You're
that's absolutely correct. I think pretty much that was the point that we were talking about with the Tree of Life. Um, I know that you do a lot of grounding work. Can you kind of tell us how you do your healing work, or because I know you do an awful lot of healing with the Earth Mother, and I know you're grounding and you're protecting, and
Yes, so with the grounding, is so I do the first thing I do is the same as the standing, that standing posture I just described, but I hold a horse stance in martial arts. If you're familiar with that, so you put your legs out like maybe 2.5 shoulder width, and you stand. You kind of like sit down
mm-hmm,
on a imaginary chair. So it's called a horse stand because it's similar to when you ride a horse.
yeah,
Oh my god, that is that's
I'm sorry,
that
that
is
would
very
kill me.
brutal.
That would kill
That
me.
is that's very brutal because because it's all of the fear would comes out, because the root is where the lower dantian.
Mm-hmm.
The root is where we hold a lot of trauma.
mm-hmm,
So I would, but once you're able to hold it and let everything kind of like burn, let the muscles that are not supposed to do their work release and let the energy flow, then your roots open and you just feel amazing. There's no lower back pain or anything, but it's quite a very hard stand. So I still do that once in a while. I used to do it more intensively, to work with my fear, because like once you have that, then that's the grounding. You need the roots to ground.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, and and then other practice with the grounding work would be just everyday walking barefoot on grass. Oh, you you
Also,
too. Yes. uh, and then put the heart on the soil, like on the earth. I had a recent aura regression, where I went into hypnosis, and Divine Mother was talking about the importance of connecting our heart with the heart of the earth. So when we put our heart into the soil is like a conductor, right? That connection is strengthened. And also when we do our shielding, the Divine Mother said that we also do the shield of the core, the crystals inside Mother Earth. And last thing I want to add is just breathing. Breathing is so important for grounding. Deep inhale, deep exhales. So it's not just you don't just breathe from your lung, but you breathe with your whole body. So you inhale, the whole body just like expand, and even expand beyond the physical body.
mm-hmm,
Because if we have the imaginations to view ourselves to be bigger, then we're actually bigger. And then exhales would be exhaling not just down to the belly, but also through the feet and to the earth. So that helps me to just calm myself and stay in the present moment.
yeah, because a lot
This
of
is one
people
of the
forget to
practice.
breathe when it's stressful moments or whatever. A lot of people forget to breathe. I know I do that. I'll be like stressing out of something, and it. I breathe because it's automatic, but I don't. I'm not into the breath. So it's like when I have a stressful moment, once it's pretty much, yeah, I can think about other things, then I'll sit down and I'll do some breathing, because it's like I have to, otherwise I'm gonna lose my marbles.
It's very refreshing too, because it's also it's like the wind, like a fresh wind. I imagine it's like a fresh wind you inhale to nourish your inner tree of life.
Mm-hmm.
So just breathing in and then and then out.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And you do a lot of meditations and you do a lot of remote viewings. Can you explain to the audience what a remote viewing would be or what it would
Uh,
look like?
yes. So before I do, sitting meditation. Um, Before my third eye was open, everything's just dark. So I just sit, and I do have difficulty sitting because I'm very like neurotic. Like I'm a Gemini, so I move a lot. That's why I like traveling. Um, and so after getting certified and practicing more, the meditation and the remote viewing, and I usually do this because I also have dream. So then I
Mhm,
would meditate to kind of like find out what's going on with my dream.
mhm.
Um, so with remote viewing, sometimes I get mixed up between remote viewing and astral projection,
Yeah.
but um,
Well, aren't they kind of the same because your actual spirit or your soul does lead the body to go view wherever you are.
yes. So sometimes I would see myself just observing what happened, but then
Mhm,
sometimes I would see and feel the emotions of the scenes and some of the people. And so when that happened, it's likely that I have some connection, or maybe that's like my past life version, because I feel the emotion of the person.
yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, I feel like that would be astral projection.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And yes, I forgot. So we are talking about.
We were talking about remote viewing, but all right, well, let's put it this way. There is our thumbnail is this flower, and this
Oh,
flower is
yes.
very special to you. Can you explain about the flower and what it means to you and what it's
Yes.
connected to?
Yes. So this flower, I got this vision in one of the remote viewing sessions with another practitioner. And what I was shown, it's quite a long session, but the flower was presented in a vision where I have Yashua. I saw Yashua present these flowers called King Protea flower. Looks very much like the lotus flower you see in the thumbnail. So he presented this to the person who betrayed him. And this is when so before that I saw this person who betrayed him. It's just in deep agony, and he was kneeling down on the ground, and it's like, why did I do this, why did I do this? So Yashua came in and present these flowers, and these flowers started to become like it started to transform into different kinds of flowers, and it's beautiful. It's just sparkling and everything, and then Yashua extend the hand and give it to the person, and then help him to stand up. So then, what I got from that vision was quite amazing. I've never seen these flowers before. It looked like a lotus, but it's not. And amazingly, the next day I went on Instagram, and then I saw the image of these flowers. Like, it's quite amazing. So I read information about these flowers, and they said that this flower is the national flower of South Africa, and its most amazing ability is that it can survive wildfire. A lot of wildfire in South Africa, but it's actually alchemized the fire instead of being killed by the fire. It used the fire to actually propagate the seeds.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
To regenerate, and it has this really thick stems that go deep underground, and so just waiting for the time to come, and it's all of these buds started to come up and blossom.
Sorry, what's the name of the flower again?
It's called King Protea. Is Protea.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when you look at it, it has like so many like inner flowers inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like millions of like inner flowers inside. So yes. So what is symbolized to me is our potentials. So why does Yashua present these flowers to the person who betrayed him? So my interpretations of that was because the way that person chose to like do that, because he was kind of like in a limited. He only see like this is the only way, like just one way or another, instead of the full potentials, right? The full potentials. And so Yashua helped him to see that by the symbolic flowers, and then after that, everything just like lifted, and it's very beautiful because the name of that flower is you have the word king in it, but then also in that vision I saw Yashua as a king. He was wearing the crown. So that was a very special meditations or remote viewing for me, and it reminds of our potentials and connected to one of the law that we just talked about earlier, which is the law of potentials.
Yes. And so I guess, could you say that that this flower that turned into all of these different flowers, could those different flowers actually be the potential?
Yes, exactly. So it's not just the flowers, but also because like when you look at so many different like flowers, for me it's the representations of those different potentials. Like you go to an area and then we just see like 10 different kinds of flowers. So yes, it's like that.
So David Price says all of our natural flora in Australia rejuvenates after wildfire.
Yes.
Wildfire. I'm
Wildfire.
sorry.
Yes.
My brain.
That's okay. We love it.
Yeah, thanks. Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Really beautiful.
So yeah. So, and all of our potentials. So how can we explain that to the collective so that they can have a deeper understanding of the laws of the law of potentials?
Um, so to me is it's like every day we have like so many decisions to make.
Mm.
So every decision is creating a timeline or like potentials. So it's the I yes it's the practice of being in the highest timeline, or we call it the organic timeline, that um, best like serve our growth and our evolutions. Um, and a lot of time, because there's distractions, but then we kind of like go to a different timeline to learn our lesson, and then we come back to
Mm-hmm.
the main organic timelines.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and then there's also so here, this is when like shielding is very important, because the potential is it's hard to be on the organic timeline we don't if we're not aware of the other forces that trying to distract us. So for
Yes.
me, shielding is very important. um, and so like once I feel like once we do our practice and stay disciplined and be on that organic timeline, then the like the potential just bloom, just like a flower. um, and then oftentimes it's just like beyond what the mind can imagine, right? There's like so many synchronicity. You talk to a person, and then the next day you see the same thing. And so that's the beauty of it. So I feel like
Yes.
when we on that, it's just like one thing come up after another, and it's just like, how does that happen? And we're just
Yeah.
like all in awe of all of that.
Yeah, that's kind of like you had that meditation, or you had that vision, and you saw Yeshua with the flower, and you had ever never actually seen that flower before. But then you saw it like the next day, didn't you? So that
Yes,
was kind
yes.
of a coincidence too. That's so beautiful. And I like the laws of potential, because we all should look, honestly. It's not like you said in your vision, the person who betrayed Yeshua, he only saw this as this or this. He did not actually look and see the different potentials that he had in front of him.
Yes,
So
and
like not seeing the whole picture.
the
Yeah.
whole picture, and be well, yes, you have to have the intentions, and then
Mhm.
once the intention is set in, connect with the divine, that's when all of the paths start to open up. Because like now we live in a society where everybody thinks like logically, like we just like really focus on our intelligence to
So,
find like
Mhm.
the smartest way, the farthest, like the fastest way to solve something. But like it's helpful. The brain is amazing, but sometimes it's good to just step back and let the divine like present the potential and just enjoy it.
Mhm. And we have another comment from David. I'm so sorry about your mom. Said my mom passed away recently and was entered a week ago. My wife was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer late April. A few distractions for me, but this is what I signed up for. Yeah. What we don't realize is that everything that has happened, it is happening in our lives we have actually signed up for. But I'm very sorry about your mom, David, and we feel like your wife is going to get through this and is going to beat this, hopefully. Um, so thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Is Yes, there's I feel like there's a lot of in different cases there would be uh, like lesson or experience that we sign up
Hmm.
for, and then we go through it, we learn from it. And so, and then in some cases, we once we learn our lesson, we we find out a way to go back to the organic like path, or maybe it is the organic path. But it's like supposedly, if it is something that in like the way that we learn, we call it inverted timelines. So these are the timelines that not created for your soul evolution, but it's just like created by the dark forces to siphon your creational energy. So in those cases, I really appreciate the practices because we can go back to that moment when we made that decision, and then we can change it, with our mind, and then that whole timeline is gone because we learn our lessons. Yeah, so I just want to add to that.
David said, my wife's blood has returned to normal and her cancer hasn't spread to her brain.
Awesome. Awesome.
Beautiful.
My personal opinion, again, my personal opinion, when we go through traumas, when we go through certain things, many times we ask ourselves, why me? And my way of looking at it is we go through it and we come out on the other side stronger for it so that we can help somebody else who needs to go through, who's going through this and has nobody to answer to or nobody to ask questions to. And you're there saying, hey, look, I've been there, done that. If you have any questions, just ask. And
Yeah.
so that's one of the reasons for me that I believe that we go through stuff.
Yes.
Yes. It's beautiful. A couple of days ago, we just among our group, we were talking about the organic darkness, like the
Hmm.
beauty of Lilith, and how she's in the dark. She understands both the organic and the artificials. So then, like when you connect to her, not only that she helps you distinguish between what is organic, what is inorganic, but because she's understand like
Both the dark
the
and the light.
depth, the dark and the light. So it's very beautiful because she's that light within the dark.
That is beautiful. And I know you do a lot of traveling, and while you're in your travels, you do a lot of healing for the Earth Mother because the Earth Mother is really needing so much healing right now.
Yep.
With all that's going on and all the poisons that's being put into her and all of that. So I honor you and I thank you so much for doing those healings wherever you go. That's part of your job as a light worker, but I mean, thank you so much. uh the collective, I'm not sure if they're really aware of something like that.
Thank you. It's I consider it to be a great honor to be able to travel because I know that not everybody is able to do that. Um, in terms of the collective awareness, feel I feel that even that you cannot travel far, even just go to a park nearby, or like drive to a lake somewhere near your vicinity and help clearing that part. Like
Mhm.
that is, imagine if a lot of us do that, then the earth would just heal drastically. um what's I gonna say? uh yes, and the self healing, because before we talk about how a blueprint is connected to the Mother Earth blueprint.
Mhm.
So just doing things like taking care of our body, eating right, doing deep breathing is healing Mother Earth
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's face it, there are a lot of things. There are a lot of negative forces, and there are a lot of dark forces that are trying to stop most of the light workers from doing what they do. Um, and that's one of the reasons that we shield. Um, and hopefully we can learn not to play into their anytime that you see fear, those are the dark forces around. Um, and is that what you see? What are the things that you see within the Earth Mother that you're healing at different places? Is it the toxins going into the Earth Mother? Is it that they're trying to divide us? And, you know,
Yes, so is a lot of things. A lot of it is caused by war. So you have bloodshed everywhere. You can
yes,
just feel the blood from the walls. Like the walls from years, hundreds, thousands years ago. Lynchings and all of that's happened
yes.
in
Mhm,
the U.S. Because when you go in, you just feel like
mhm,
very heavy energy. So when that happened, I I do different things. So I come in and I feel the energy. Sometimes I see different vision, and maybe I would read a little bit about the history of the land,
mhm,
but like not too much. So I kind of like balance that to see if what I see is check out, because those two, because even the information that you see in like the museums or different historical landmark, some of it is true. Like they have to tell you
yeah,
the true. You just have to like tease out what is true
yeah,
and what is not with your discernment, but they
yes.
cannot like 100% tell you lies. um so yeah, so a lot of that is the and then the magical creatures being trapped. That's what I see, like the dragons and the
Mhm,
fairies, being trapped. I see that a lot. I see, like, how the water's being polluted. The
mhm,
roots of the trees are, harmed. Um, and buildings, you go to Tatarian buildings, you feel the energy, but there's also like a lot of like heavy dark energies around there. Um, what else did I see? Yeah, and like a burial mound. So I work a
mhm,
lot with like Native American burial mounds in the U.S. So a lot of like soul traps and
mhm,
so many different things. But then at the same time, you can connect with the guardian. So like I would tap into like who's the guardians of this land, because they are the native. So they know how to best kind of like counteract those negative energy.
mhm,
So I come in, I'm just serve as the bridge. I don't have to, you know, do a lot of energy work. I just help bridge the energy. And because they're from that area, they know what to do.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, so usually it would be different guardians, like magical creatures who are also guardians, giants who are guardians, different elements are
Mm.
guardians of those places. Um, Even yes, like in the burial mounds, one time I connect with the chief. I don't know what period he's from, but
Yeah.
but you can kind of like be in the circle and like a part of their sacred circle, and they guide you to what to do. So it's really beautiful.
David has a comment. I've had a promotion at work recently. I am now looking after our local sports fields. I believe it was meant to be so I can teach my coworkers how to do it properly. They have no idea how to look after turf. I bet. Are you looking at it energetically, David, or
Because he works with
does he
nature.
work
Oh,
with
Yeah.
you?
beautiful!
Yeah,
I work with nature every day.
beautiful. Because that's the way that we're going to heal. We have to heal the Earth Mother. We have to heal everything that we're connected to.
Yes, it's yes. Thank you, David, because the like we when we work with the lens and different elements, like all of us interact with the trees, the plants in a different way. And so, like for people who are maybe have forgotten or get disconnected working with these elements, it's really beautiful that, you know, they have somebody who can remind them of that natural connections. Because then it's very healing too. Like you want to work, but you actually enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that brings me back to um how we can understand what our purpose is here better. I know we can ground, we can meditate, we can pay attention to the energies and our connectiveness to each other. Are there any other ideas that you have, New?
Yes, so for purpose is usually something that we enjoy or we take for granted.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just very natural for us. Uh, so I would say that like from my just giving like my experience, I was born in the city, so then there's not a lot of trees, there's few park, very crowded. But then once a while, I have my fathers, my grandfathers from my father's side. Sometimes I would go to the suburb or the villages when I was little, and then when I passed by, it's just that village was full of roses, red roses, and white roses, and this is before pesticide was heavily used.
Yeah.
And so that smell is still like with me. I still remember. It's very, very vivid. Um, yes, talk about experience. Yes, and then different things like when I was little, um, I just like to I just like to listen to like car rock and like metal music.
Mhm.
So these are the music from European. It's not from America, but from European, and they have like Celtic like metal music. They have like Viking music, like symphonic metal. And I didn't know a lot of English, at this time, this is in middle school and high school, but they would sing about like dragon. They sing about Lemuria. They sing about Atlantis. All of this, like the pyramid and everything. So I would just listen to them, and I have no idea what's going on, but I like how like the musical arrangement. So, once in a while I still listen to it. So so what I'm trying to say is like all of these that we enjoy doing throughout our life is there for a reason.
Yeah.
It's like it's connected to what we connected to our purpose. Um, so when we are on this like organic timeline, different potentials open up. It's like activate different memories, different abilities in us. And so it's when you open the door, then there's like a different scenario, different ability is activated. And I feel like we just enjoying that process, then it would naturally, um, like we would just get to our purpose without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you resonate with it, it is part of your purpose in life. I mean, if if you listen to the Celtic music, or like you talk about the dragons and the fae, long time ago, those stories came from somewhere.
Yes, yes.
Very true.
Each and every story is part of the truth. Just like when the powers that be tell you things, there's a little bit of truth in there. Not a whole lot, but there's a little bit of truth in there. Like you were saying, when you went to heal a place and you would look and see, a little bit about the place, but you didn't really want to go real deep into it because most of what they're telling you is probably not the truth. Um, so we have to find the truth in those things.
Yeah. I
But
think it's like when an oyster creates a pearl. As beautiful as the pearl is, you got to remember it started from a tiny grain of sand.
mhm.
Mm, yes, I'm wearing a black pearl today.
So
Oh,
I love pearl. I love pearl
is
instead of
is that the one that Aurora made?
yes, yes. And it's also she also mentioned that the pearl is the seed of the tree. So on the pearl, and then
Oh,
we have the tree both out. Just like us, we have the pearl in our heart, and then
Mhm.
we both out into this body. Um, yes, it's yeah. I feel like with this with the purpose, we if we stayed on the organic path and we surrounded with the people who support us
mhm.
and do practices that keep us out of distraction, then you just feel happy with whatever you are doing, and within the organic part, it's going to be something that healing to yourself and also to the collective, and so that's the purpose. And everybody's here has a
Has a
purpose.
purpose.
Yeah.
Everybody has a purpose. It's really hard to live without a purpose, without a direction.
And the thing is, some people may not realize their purpose, but they're living it anyway.
Yeah, you're exactly right
Mm-hmm.
about that.
I mean,
Yeah, because it
how
just
many times
feels
do people
so
say, "Why am I
natural.
here? What am I doing?" And they're living their purpose. They just can't see it. Others around them might see it and sort of say, "Well, you're here for." Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. But people are, I think lately, people have been a little bit more open minded. Okay, a lot more open minded to
Mhm.
listening and sitting with themselves and listening to what's going on around them. And it's
Yes,
a
and
big enough.
sometimes it's just the presence, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're here to assist the children, for example, and you love children, you go and be with them. You're doing it already.
Yeah, exactly.
Just play with them, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's a really good point.
So let's see. We got the last question. If I can find it.
You mean this one?
Yes, that one. Thank you, Mama D.
Just what I'm here for, tech support.
Okay.
So
What
the last
message?
question is, what would you like to leave our audience with? You've been giving us so many little pearls of
Yes.
wisdom. You want that last drop. You'll get everything.
Let's see. Um, I think I kind of touched it already, but I want to bring this back again with the importance of like stay grounded and being being disciplined. I feel like is because there are so many distraction. If like something, if you have to like change something drastically, it's not sustainable because you just give up, right? Because it's too much change. So what I did in the past is just I just changed my habit like gradually. Like for example, before I eat beef and chicken and fish, then I reduced to chicken, then I reduced to fish. Now I'm completely like vegetarian. Like I still have some butter. Sometimes I still eat butter, but it's like a gradual change like that. Is and anytime you make a decision, like it sets you on a different timeline and bring intentions about those small changes. Even just small changes can make a huge changes over time. So so that's just an example, but there might be other example like maybe you hang out with this person that's not good for you 7 days a week,
Yeah.
cut down to 4 days a week and just 1 day a week, and then depends on certain kind of situation like that. So once we remove this distraction and find different ways to stay on the organic timeline and do whatever we enjoy and grounding, is when the potentials and like the purpose started to come into fruition, like you see it like more clear. So that's what I
Beautiful.
have.
Beautiful. So we have so enjoyed all of
Yes.
your, like Mama D said, your little pearls of wisdom, because there's so much wisdom locked inside of you. And we are so honored and blessed. And thank you so much for coming
Thank
on our
you. Such an
show.
honor.
And we will have to have you on the show again because we love you so much and you have so much
Like
knowledge.
when you have a spare moment, let Donna, let Raven know, and she'll be like, "Okay, you're in."
It's incredible. I love talking about it and exchange ideas.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you again. Had a great
And
time.
yeah, Miss Sam Blue says, I love the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we love you, Miss Sam Blue. We love our audience too. We thank our audience for being here. And we will see you again when Miss Jessamy will be back. And again, let's send Jessamy some love and some light and some support for her and her family. Just me, we love you. We miss you. Can't wait for you to come back.
Yes,
I'm
sending
So,
love to
extended.
Jessamy and all the audience. Thank you.
thank you so much. And we wish all
Thank
of you a fabulous evening. We hope you have enjoyed watching Soul Fire Ascension with Raven and Jessamy. Please do like, share, and subscribe. You can also listen to Soul Fire Ascension on Spotify podcasts. Soul Fire Ascension is sponsored by ravenshealingarts.com.